Morning everybody. So there's only just a bit of movement in that hut now. So it's about 6:20. I like to be walking by 6 o'clock at the latest, but I just didn't have the heart to wake everybody up in that hut. So a little bit later. Yeah, so the next target, 3 hours it says on the sign there to Upper Travers Hut, and the climbing sort of starts now up to Upper Travers Hut, and from Upper Travers then the real business of getting up and over Travers Saddle. But I'll show you as we go. Bye. Well, I was wondering when I'd see my first one of these in the South Island. That's a Canadian geese. Now these, although they're a beautiful animal, they're an invasive species. There's no place for them in New Zealand, particularly here. I'm going over Travers Saddle and into the clearest fresh body of water in the world. If we let those things stick around, soon it won't be the clearest fresh body of water in the world, and I can't understand why we haven't gone open season on those birds to hunt them out, because they're going to cause a lot of damage to this part of New Zealand. It's really, really sad. So this is a detour off the main track to Travers Falls. A beautiful little spot here. You can see all the moss and that sort of hanging off the rocks. If it was a hot day and you're here in the middle of the day, I'm sure plenty of people jump in here for a swim. Well, there you go. I guess we used to have a footbridge over this little one, but water level's not too bad, so maybe I can get over there with dry feet, we'll see. Just beautiful, and it's amazing to think that we're actually in January. If we look up here, we've still got snow. The last little bits of snow are still melting after the winter. Well, here we go. We've just broken out of the tree line. Absolutely gorgeous. And as expected, just nestled amongst those few trees at the back there. That's our Upper Travers Hut. So we'll go and check in there, have a little break, and we're going pretty much up this valley behind us to a saddle somewhere. I'll show you as we go. So this is the Upper Travers Hut. Beautiful views over the valley. And this is a beautiful hut, really popular one. I avoided it because I just thought so many people would stay here, but there's all your clothes racks. Heaps of bench space, and there's actually two bunk rooms. So we've got one here, one in on this side as well, and out through the door at the end here, it takes you out to the bathroom. So absolutely gorgeous. So great views here. I'm not going to hang around too long though, because I want to get over this saddle. See ya. Well, I have stayed in Upper Travers Hut, but it was way over 20 years ago, and that hut, I wonder if they've replaced it actually, because that looked quite different to what I remember. And I was chatting to the hut warden there, lovely young girl, and yeah, they are all volunteers. I asked her how long she up here for. She says she does 2 nights in Tait, where I've come from, 3 nights in the Upper Travers, back down to 2 nights in Tait, so that's 7 days. I said, do they pay you? She said, no, we are volunteers. I said, do they give you a food allowance? She said, sometimes, depends on where the huts are, where you're staying. So no, thanks to all those volunteers. She's actually working quite hard there, going around cleaning all the toilets and everything. So not entirely a pleasant job, but anyway, apparently last night that hut was chockers, she said, really, really full. Whereas for me, in Tait, there was heaps of room in that hut, and that's what I did. Emma and I did the same thing when we went through Richmond's. We did that triple hut day and ended up in between the main groups, and there were 2 nights there. We thought we were going to have the whole hut to ourselves, and only one other person walked in. And that Upper Travers is a pretty well-known hut, and it's going to be really popular, as is the Blue Lake hut. That's why I thought I'd do 2 huts today and just go to West Sabine, hopefully nowhere near as crowded. So that's my plan anyway. And another good thing, I never looked at the elevation. I didn't really want to. I kind of had in my head that I'd be about 1/3 of the way into the climb today, getting up to this hut, and have about 2/3 to go. It's the other way around. I've done 2/3 of the climb already. I've got about 400 metres to go. We're going to duck through these trees over here, and then we should see the route up and over the saddle. I'll show you as we go. See ya. So we're pretty much heading straight up here, and see the marker poles possibly on the camera. There they go there, just heading up to that sort of ridge up there. Once we get up there, we'll probably get a better look around to the right. I think we're going to tuck around to the right and we should see the saddle for the first time. And man, these avalanche signs are everywhere, but no snow, so we don't have to worry. But hey, they must get a lot of avalanches around here. Anyway, we'll push on. Let's see what it's like. There we go. Hopefully that cloud doesn't thicken up on us. So this is where you take a deep breath and go straight up. It's going to be hard, but at least it gets it over quickly. And this is where I've come up from, just down this valley down here. Beautiful. I think this is the definition of fresh water. I don't think it gets any fresher than this. The one was a false summit. I can see the next summit. It's just over to the left here. It's just disappeared in the cloud at the moment, but I think that might be the real summit up there. We'll get up there and see. Surely that's the saddle around to the left. As I said, it's been more than 20 years since I've been up here. Strange thing is, I remember this little tarn here. And that'll be Mount Travers there. So right up with the snow melt now, the last little bits. And I've just come in behind where all this cloud is up this valley. Man, this is stunning. Here we are. I've just hit the saddle, Travers Saddle. I can't remember how many metres above sea level I am, but this is my view. Just more gorgeous mountains, still some snow melt. And how lucky am I? You can see this cloud starting to come in. And that was the forecast. The cloud was going to come in and it was going to stick around today and into tomorrow. And I'm hoping it'll clear before I go over Whale Pass. I'll either do that tomorrow, I'll do it early on the Monday once that cloud clears. That's Mount Travers, it's just gone past. Just absolutely beautiful. And I've managed to get up here in a sunny spot. You can see that cloud coming from all directions around me. I'm just going to sit up here and savour the moment. Well, it's time to head down now. This was absolutely gorgeous, so you can see the cloud coming in here. That's the direction I'm going. And it's sort of clearing up a bit behind me again. But either way, I've got to be a bit careful on the way down. I remember going down, even though it was 20 years ago, massive scree run down. And I went down on the right-hand side of that scree run. But there's been some big slips and the track's changed. And there's warnings that it's easy to go down the wrong track. So, especially with that low visibility coming in, hopefully that'll just blow over and clear. But I know I've got to keep on the left side of the scree now. And it's still a fair way to the next hut, which is, where am I? West Sabine hut, that's where I'm heading. Let's go. This is the bit where you've got to be careful because it's so easy to go down the old track, which is now blocked off by slips. So we're going to follow the poles down here, and just over to the left here, you can pretty clearly see the old track just up there in the mist. That's the one I would have gone down over 20 years ago when I was here. I'm not sure how long ago the slips were, but we're going down this way. Hopefully you can see this through the trees, but this is the valley I'm going to head up to get to the Whale Pass tomorrow. And yeah, man, they're steep. A lot of scree runs and that, and these cliffs. Anyway, we'll keep going down. Let's get to the bottom of the valley. Well, I can't believe it. I've just come across a hiker and he's got a mountain mule. And I used to hike with a steel framed mountain mule that my dad had when he was in the conservation or the bush service. So how do you find carrying that around?
Heavy.
Heavy? The pack can be pretty heavy on its own.
Yeah, oh, it's not that heavy, but I like it, but it's alright, yeah.
Oh, it won't break?
It has a harness and stuff on it these days. So it's a little bit
better. Yeah, mine, when I carried my dad's Elomi, it was all on my shoulders.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if we go closer to this one, but certainly a beautiful looking waterfall in the background there among the trees. Well, I must be getting really close to the hut now. But that was a solid section today. There's only 2 huts, not 3. But man, that was a solid climb, and I just said I was getting close to the hut. Maybe you can see it in the background there. There it is. But yeah, that was a solid climb and pretty steep descent. You know, you're always trying to slow yourself down so you don't hurt yourself when you've got those steep descents. So really glad to see this hut. You know, I've got heaps of time. I could push on to Blue Lake, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to kick back here now and have a really relaxing afternoon and get ready in case I want to push and do a bigger day tomorrow. If I get to the base of Waiau Pass and the weather's good, I might push over it. We'll work that out tomorrow. Anyway, I'm going to chill out in the hut and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.